Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. Just like a seed in a...
Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
How's everyone doing tonight?
We hope you're well.
We are here
Yes,
in one
we are.
piece,
Yes, we are.
and glad to have everybody with us tonight. Just let us know that you can hear us, see us, that everything is good, and just making sure all my mics are on and everything is good. I think the light's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be.
Yeah, so it's been a while, everybody.
It has
It's
been a while.
So sorry to be so out of the loop and disconnected. Um, but
Just been busy.
it has been a marathon of work here since last Wednesday morning, and we have been busy.
Yeah.
We have been busy. And quite honestly, tonight we're exhausted. We've been really tired the last day or so.
Yeah, we have been.
But we are pushing through it. We just wanted to come on tonight, and we're probably not going to stay on real long. Nothing big, nothing spectacular, just us. But
Just wanted to say hello and give a few updates.
yeah, give some updates, let you know what's been
Yeah.
going on, all that good stuff. So let's go down through here. Cora, how are you? So glad to have you with us tonight. First in.
Good evening,
And
Cora.
Joe, fix it for you. How you doing, my friend?
Welcome,
So
Joe.
glad you're here. And thanks for encouraging everyone to hit the thumbs up.
Yes.
Appreciate it. And before I forget, welcome back home, everybody that went to the Pinecone.
Absolutely. Well, we assume a lot of you are
meetup.
back home.
And I want to say thank you, a great big thank you to all of you that even though you're camping out and having fun last Sunday, you still joined us for
Yes.
Creekside Chronicles.
Yes, several of you did.
We're so thankful that you guys
Absolutely.
took the time to do that. That meant a lot to us. It
Yes, it
really, really
did.
did. And so thank you. And let me see here. Jesse and Lisa, sorry to hear about the internet.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get that fixed for you pretty
Hopefully
quick.
that won't be too down too long.
Yeah. And Rayma, hello.
Good
Good to hear Rayma. I was talking about a chicken. That's what she was talking about. That's in her comment there. Ronald, how you doing?
Hey,
Glad
Ronald.
to have you in with us. Paul, how you doing, my friend? All the way from across the pond. Just
Sir Paul.
feels like we haven't talked to anybody for ages.
Mm-hmm.
And glad to have you here, Paul. And let me see here. Christy Betts, how you doing, Christy?
Hey, Christy.
Glad to have you with us and join us tonight. So glad that you came in. Let me see. Lila, how are you doing?
Welcome,
Glad to
Lila.
have you here. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Appreciate it so very much for you taking the time to come in. Ben's Over Acres, how are you guys doing? Glad to have
Good
you here.
evening.
Glad to have you stopping in here. Chelsea, how you doing?
Hey,
Glad to
Chelsea.
see you. And Mr. Willie, how are you doing tonight? And Paul, he says, thank you, Tony, for keeping your cap on and hiding that dome glare. What you talking about, Willis? Thank you, Lila, member for 7 months. Appreciate that. So much, you really do. Hey, Joe.
Welcome, Joe.
Friend Joe. This is Jesse's dad.
Yes.
How are you doing, Joe? Glad to have you here. And hopefully all things are well in Houston with everyone there. Let me see who else we got here. Just seeing if we've missed anybody here. And that's the problem once you get out of the loop and everyone, you go 2 or 3 weeks without a live. Well, then, you really, get disconnected a bit. But we're still here, and we've just been really, really busy.
Very busy.
We'll share some of what we've been doing here. But we've been really busy. Winter is upon us.
It is.
Hey, Christine, how are you doing?
Hello, Christine.
Sweet Christine. So anyhow, we've evening, Jude. How are you doing?
Hey, Mom.
Tony's mom's in here. And Mr. Willie, you better say hello to Judy.
Yes, Mr. Willie, there she is. You've asked about her several weeks.
So, anyhow, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone made it back from Pinecone. Looks like y'all had a great time. And looks like you had fun. Wish we could have gone. Wish we could have met everybody. But anyway, we feel like we're the tip of the dog's tail here because everyone else seems like they've met people and all that, and here we are. We still haven't met anybody. Scott stopped by.
We met Scott,
and glad to have him
and
here.
Lee.
And then
Lee has been here.
Lee's been
about
here
3 or 4 times.
I'm talking on the other side of the border. But yes, Scott stopped in. Enjoyed seeing him.
Yes.
Lee's been here. Brought some lobster up to us. That was good.
Oh yeah.
And Tim and Carol from
And Tim and
Maine,
Carol.
they
Now
came
they've been
up.
on they're on the other side of the border. I
Yeah.
guess they're the only ones.
Yes, Chelsea, we've met you a few times. So Chelsea's birthday's coming up on Monday.
It is on Monday.
She's 29 again. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully everyone had a great time over the weekend. I know it looked like everyone was having a good time. We really haven't been on any lives. We really haven't been doing any social media
at all.
And we'll update you here.
Just working.
We've been working. Obviously, you know, if you're in a 2-season climate, winter doesn't bother you. But here in a 4-season climate, we have about 4 months, 5 months of really good weather. And then the rest is basically cold, rainy, wet, snowy winter.
Yeah.
And so we're already seeing temperatures drop down to 2 degrees, 3 degrees above freezing. So for freezing here, I think 32 is freezing in Fahrenheit, and 0 is freezing in what, Celsius. And so we've been right around 2 and 3 degrees Celsius. So it has been cold for sure. And so that's pushing us to really get things done. Really is. So yeah, the lobster, it was good lobster. Friends of ours from North Carolina came up over the week. Last week, they arrived Wednesday. And we'll tell you all about that here in a minute. But one of the things she cooked was a lobster a chowder. Yeah. And you talk about good. It was really, really good.
She added some other fish to it also, but
it does, Jen. You know, it doesn't feel great about the internet sometimes. It does, you know, sometimes because we all get feeling like we're pushed, and you know, I don't know why it is. I guess out of sight, out of mind. That's just the nature of the beast. But it's something that, you know, our priorities are obviously God first, and then us getting ready for winter. And so all of that other stuff has to wait. We don't have time right now to sit and edit a bunch of videos and all that stuff. So if that means that we lose people or whatever, then so be it. I would rather be warm, roof over my head, firewood put up, food on the pantry shelf, and ready for winter. That's the priority. So,
well, yeah, that's definitely priority
for sure. You know, Chelsea said Monday's the big day. Hope my cake is coming along nicely, Mom.
It will be.
Also got the 0 Celsius hit there in England last night as well.
Wow.
So that's awesome. Let me see. He's fine. Just bad allergy season. But other than that, he's good. Must be talking about Jesse. Let me see. Willie, how can someone forget about the beautiful Joni and Popeye? Well, it happens every day. People get busy, but we've been busy. So
we've been busy too.
Here's some things we've done. Last Wednesday, our friends from North Carolina, Cindy and Brian, they came here, and their full intent was to help us build our watershed. So we worked from daylight to dark. We were exhausted, but the good news is in 2.5 days, a Wednesday, because they got here around Wednesday at 1:30, something like that.
Yeah,
and so anyway, from midday Wednesday, and then they left Saturday afternoon. So we were so busy, but we got the entire watershed built. It's a 10 by 8 addition on the back of the house.
Yep.
And we got all of the footings in for the posts, the concrete posts, and we got all the support beams on. We got it attached. We got the floor joists in. We got all that covered up and done. We got, let me see what else. We got the walls up. all insulated, vapor barrier, the roof on, all tar papered. We didn't get the metal on the roof yet, but that's okay. But we did get all that other stuff done. Even got the door in it. And today I put the first IBC tote in there, and we got it hooked up to our lift pump and
Did
tried
we say
it.
hi to Paul, to Bearded Carpenter?
Hey, Paul,
Yeah,
Bearded Carpenter. How
didn't
are
mean
you
to
doing?
miss
Sorry,
you.
didn't mean to miss you there. Yeah, for sure, Christy. Yay, Watershed. Thank you, Paul. It was a lot of work, but we got it done. And today we put the first IBC tote in, and hey, Johnny. And so we hooked the lift pump to it, and the lift pump, the water comes out of the bottom of the IBC tote into the lift pump it goes through a one-way check valve, and then into the lift pump, and then it lifts it up and pushes it into the holding tank that's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so we gave it a test run just in the watershed itself. Didn't have all the pipe, or we don't have all the fittings and all that stuff. That's going to have to wait for budget because we don't have that in the budget to add all the other stuff in. But the good news is we got it all built, and in a test run, it's going to work. My idea, how I thought it in my head, it's going to work great. And so that is that part of it.
Yes.
And so that was really, really exciting to get that built. We even put the door on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have the whole back deck on now. Now it's not finished, like no railings or anything yet, but the majority of the work is done.
Yeah.
Like
so
all the footings are in,
right.
and the cement forms.
Yeah.
And,
because that back deck, the watershed actually was integrated into that part of the back deck. So on the back, just picture the deck runs the whole back of the house, but for 10 foot on one end, 10 feet of it and 8 feet out, that's the watershed. Well, then from there, from the wall of the watershed over to the opposite corner of the house, that is all deck now. So we not only built the watershed, but we got the entire deck on the back as well.
And steps.
And boarded in.
Actual steps.
And then I built a whole new set of steps for the back of the house, which we so desperately needed. And then we also built a little ramp for the dogs so that they can go up the ramp and come onto the deck and then to the door of the house.
Mr. Willie says, how's your back?
Well, it's tired and achy, but
and his shoulder gave him fits for a couple of days.
It wasn't my shoulder, it was my elbow. I've really, really torn something here in my elbow, in this part of my arm. Not sure what it is. But anyway, we got a lot done.
We did.
And so, I mean, that was amazing. And then we
well, let's just see if anyone notices anything different. Let's see who's
you're in the way.
Well, don't give them hints. Don't give them hints.
So anyhow, the idea for the watershed is to, in time, pipe all that up into the house, and they'll be all come up into we have a holding tank here in the loft. It's a 50-gallon. It could be Jesse or Lisa. I don't know. Tennis elbow, but I haven't played tennis. But anyhow, on this holding tank over here, it'll hold 45 gallons of water. And so the idea is to have that lift pump. It'll pump 40 feet straight in the air. So it'll push that water it comes out of the IBC tote through the lift pump, through the 1.5-inch pipe. It'll come up the side of the house, through the side of the house, into the loft, and then over top of the holding tank that we have in the loft. And that means, and it's all, I got the electrical in there for it, It runs perfectly off the solar energy, the solar power. And so all I have to do now to fill the, well, all I will have to do once we get the piping and stuff like that is simply throw a switch, and it pumps water into the house, fills the reservoir, the holding tank, and that's all we'll have to do. So, yeah, a lot done there.
A lot
so
done.
very, very happy. I know David been swinging the hammer and the nailer, and I don't know what I did to it, but it's so bad that I can't really lift anything. As long as I'm not lifting anything, it's okay. But the minute that I go to lift something, it just feels like right in here, like someone has taken a hammer and just beating it right on that funny bone part. It just feels like someone is just hitting that with a hammer constantly. And so it is not fun. Doesn't feel good, but we work through it anyway. Premiere at 8 Central, Johnny said. Okay. Let me see. Lisa says, I don't either, but I have tennis elbow in my right arm from the turning back and forth the years while crocheting gives me fits now. Yeah, it does. Yep. It hurts for sure. Paul said, don't need to play tennis to get it. I played it and never got it, but I did when doing construction.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be chainsaw. I don't know. Anyway, we just push through it. Keep working. Cowboy Steve, how you doing?
Well,
glad to have you in. Been a while. Glad to have you stop in for sure. Johnny says, I have that, but I got it turning wrenches. Yeah, I think just about anything can make it happen, I guess. Hey, Brenda, how are you doing?
Hey, Brenda.
Yeah, getting old, David, I guess. That's just part of it. So
older.
Anyway, if Joni leans, well, if she'll lean one way or the other, you can see over her shoulder. See that right straight behind us there? How many can see that down there? That's on the main floor. Anybody see that?
Let's wait to see.
See if anyone can figure that out. What do you think that is? Right back. Now, behind us.
Peaceful Des.
Hey, Peaceful Des. Welcome in.
She is correct.
And you are right. So we found a really, really, really cheap patio door. And I'm talking really cheap, but it was in like new condition, and it was exactly what we wanted for there. And so not only did we get the watershed built, but we also got the patio door put in. And so, yeah.
Big time game changer.
Tell you.
It is so nice in here.
Yeah. And so
nice.
a lot of work that we've got done in just a few days. Yeah, we're tired. So if you wonder where we've been, well, that's what we've been doing. We've also been getting wood up from the wood yard because we're having fires now every, we have to put a fire on every morning and every night because it's getting down. Like tonight, it's supposed to go down to 3 degrees. So there's always that. So we spend time getting the wood and getting it up here and all those, just trying to get things, together so that we can, have things ready for the winter. And we are going to have to try to, get a little outdoor shed built because we've got to have someplace to put storage. So
because the tent's coming down.
Yes.
The tent cannot be up for another winter.
Big day. Tent's coming down. So, but anyway, Jesse, did you get your internet back?
I was just noticing he must
you're
have
sharing
some links
and stuff. Did you get your internet back?
Good.
Yeah. So
Carol, can you say hi to Carol?
Hi, Carol. How are you? Hey, good evening to you. So yeah, that's kind of some things that we got going on here. It's been raining a lot. Been raining a horrible amount.
It's been raining a lot.
That's what happens here. And if you're in a 2-season climate, you really don't notice it. And there's no big push to get ready for winter. Oh, wow. Well, you're doing good using your phone to do that, Jesse.
Well, there you go.
That's why they call you the Mod Father.
Excellent.
But when winter is right on our heels, and everyone's saying that we're going to get an early winter, a cold winter with, a good amount of snow this year. So who knows? I have Johnny been hunting a little bit. Got some good deer on camera and got a nice big bear on camera. So, but you can't eat pictures and can't make soup out of them.
No.
But I have a
But
little
we're
bit.
still feeding the bear.
I haven't had much time at all because, to be honest, Johnny, you know how it is when you're sitting in a tree stand and your mind is on everything else that you need to get done. You just don't enjoy it. So I'm trying to get all of these odds and ends done so that, I can take some time and concentrate on, harvesting some meat, because we just need to get some meat in the freezer. We really do. It's too expensive to buy meat up here, and it's not great meat at the stores anymore anyway. So,
right.
But if we could get a bear. Oh, excuse me. If we could get a bear and a deer,
that would be great.
That would be awesome.
Paul says, taking the tent down or burning it down?
Well, we're going to take it down and fold it up and put it away pretty soon. And that's going to be a big day for us because we spent that tent kept us out of the winter elements for 5.5 months.
It served us well.
It sure has. So, so it's kind of quite a deal, but we can't, because we're using the tent for storage right now.
Yeah.
I've got to get the shed built outside. That's the truth, Steve. So I've got to get the shed built outside so that I can have a place to store stuff. And I've got it started. I got the foundation. It's 12 by 12. And so I got that, started. So we'll get some walls built. Chelsea, I want you to see what Zach's doing on Saturday. Don't make any plans. Come over and help your dad out. Put some walls up, will you? I bet he is milking it, Lisa. I bet he is. If I know Jesse, he's milking it for all it's worth.
Oh, allergies are no fun.
No,
at all.
They're not.
Not at all.
But anyway, so yeah, that door behind us, by the way, the patio door is a secondhand door, and
another great deal.
It was. We got it for a song. So
yep.
And thank the good Lord that we had that happen, because we've really wanted a patio door there because it's just right between the kitchen and the stove, and so that's where we wanted to bring all of the light, but beyond that, it now makes it easier when we hey Ronald, it now makes it easier for the wood. So I just, those cages that IBC totes are in, the metal cage that it sets in. Well, I take the IBC totes out of those, and then I use those cages for firewood. And so what I've done, we did it today. We filled one of those with firewood, and ring, ring, ring. Lisa, where's my drink? And we brought it up and set it right by the patio door. So now when we need wood, I just slide the patio door open and hand it in to Joni and pile it by the stove. So that's a huge blessing as well. Now, here in a while, I want to bring that deck out and carry it along that end so that we can actually set the firewood right up on the deck. But that will get done in time. Yeah. Everything in time and everything by priority.
Right.
So
priority, exactly.
Yeah. So lots of work going on. We've only got one window left to put in the house, and that's in the kitchen. And so then all the doors and all the windows. We
haven't found it yet.
We haven't found it yet.
But so we will.
We have to wait till Marketplace posts one.
The perfect timing.
For the right price and the right size we're looking for there.
Yep.
But, it'll come in time. Everything is, good Lord supplied everything thus far, and he will continue to. So, yeah. And Ronald says, Tony, you have something on your face. No, don't think so. I don't see anything on my face but whiskers.
No,
Don't know.
maybe a little bit of windburn.
I got a windburn and chapped lip here on my lip, but that's about it. Yeah, Steve, a lot of people do use those totes for firewood, and they really work good. I mean, you can throw the wood in there, and yeah. Yeah, Brenda said, Jesse, the phone's portable. In other words, get up and go get your own drink. He said, I remember ringing Brenda's bell. So, anything else we've upgraded or got done?
I think that's all the updates, and that's quite a bit of update.
Yeah. Well, we've got lots of stuff going on, and we're gonna try to get some more stuff done. There's still a bunch more stuff.
Here's Dave and Daisy.
Some people even cut the tote to use as a cap on the firewood. Yeah, I'm using the totes. I got 2 for dog pens or dog houses because they're really, really nice, and I can insulate them good, and they're totally weatherproof. So, it works great for that and keeps them warm. And then, what else? Oh, we got one in the watershed for water. So I think that's what we got. 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We need another one, but again, those things are $100, $125. So everything costs money. Everything. I went today. I'll tell you how expensive it is here. I went today to buy 2 pieces of pipe. I needed 2 12-foot pieces to finish up the watershed piping to bring the water into the house. Hey, Dave and Daisy. Hey, Dave. And so 2 lengths of pipe, 12 feet long. And then I got, I think 10 connector, like elbows. And it was almost $100.
Yeah.
And so
crazy.
You know what? I went, I saw, and I left it there.
You left it there.
Because I just...
Plus, you made a couple phone calls and checked prices, and you could get it a lot cheaper.
Well, I found another place that I could get it for $75.
Obviously, if you can save $20.
Yeah, but still, 2 pieces of pipe, ABS, and a few connectors, $75 to $100. And that doesn't sound like it's much, but to us, they might as well said it was $1,000. So that's good. Dave,
clean bill of health.
Clean bill of health.
That is a blessing.
It is. It is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what else have we got done or got on the plans? We're happy that we're going into this winter with all of our wood.
That's right.
So that's good.
Because we haven't even touched, we talked about that today, we haven't even touched our really good
firewood
supply. We have it all stacked and it's tarped over. We've just been burning the ends, like our slabwood ends.
Yeah.
Is what we've been burning.
Yeah.
Because it's not got real cold yet.
No.
So we kind of call it scrap wood.
Yeah. We call it the junk wood.
Junk wood.
We call it junk wood. And that's what we burn.
That's what we
early season, like through October. Like September, October into November, we burn the junk wood, and then we save the really good hardwood and all that, the bigger stuff, the really nice wood. We save that for December on through the rest of the winter because, even though we get through November with junk wood, we still get December, January, February, March, April. We still get 5 months.
That's it.
Of wood burning.
Yeah.
All the way into April. So, it takes time. It really does. And it takes money and takes energy and effort and all of it to get it done. But we are very thankful that, we've got about 5 quarter wood now, 5.5 quarter wood, and we're sitting good. It's drying. It's pretty good for burning. Pretty seasoned. So we're happy about that.
It burns. And How to Garden, welcome.
Mr. Willie says 2.5 lengths of pipe for that price better come with free groceries for life. I know, Mr. Willie. That's what I say too. But anyhow, yeah, Steve, we've got to shop around for sure. Every dollar count. It really does count. I'm going to check on Marketplace and see if I can see anybody that's selling any pipe, 1.5 ABS pipe or not, and go from there. That's it. Don't be that bum. Smash that thumb. Hey, How To Garden. How are you doing? Glad to have you in with us here tonight.
Yes.
And
They're a new
we're so glad to have
visitor.
you.
So welcome.
Yeah, welcome in. Everyone say hello to them. You guys probably know them anyway. Hey, Dave says, Doc says, I'm a 60-year-old man in a 40-year-old body. I'm good with that. There you go.
Well, there you go. It's excellent.
Thank you, Remy. We appreciate that so much.
Thank you very much, Remy.
It does help for sure. And thank you so much.
So
Hope
nice
all is
of
well
you.
for you guys as well. And let me see. Burning the junk wood is smart. It is, Paul, because you know we don't need a real hot heat right now. We just need a little bit of heat to take the chill off, the dampness off, and that's really all we need right now. So I don't want to burn up our good wood.
Yeah.
If we got junk wood, we can
That's
burn,
right.
you know. And so that's kind of what we do. So yeah, thumbs up for the firewood. That's right. Paul said, Dave, my doctor said I'm a 58-year-old in an 85-year-old's body. Oh, man. Yeah, I understand that. Some days I feel that way. You know, especially this past week.
Yes.
I mean, we worked from daylight to dark. And so, again, everybody, don't... also clears the space for more work. That's it. That's it, Paul. That's the truth. Yeah, that's it, because you got to keep things cleaned up. But I was going to say, hey, everybody, don't take it personal that we haven't been in your lives and stuff and watching videos. Because last week we're
behind on everything.
Yeah, we have been pushing social media. Hard. We really have been working our tails off.
Yes, we have.
There are so many projects. We still have to get the floor of the house insulated before cold weather really sets in. We have to get the house, the banking around the house, because we don't have it closed in. So we've got to close it in. We found some hay, older hay, but it's hay, and it'll work perfect. $1 a bale. But I need 50 bales. So again,
for banking the house,
waiting on that. So Steve says, hey, I got a new 3-foot measuring stick the other day. Bought it at a yard sale. Hardy, har, 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 har. Name says, I have a basket of plumbing things. You can check it out, see what you might be able to use. Okay, Rama, thank you.
Awesome, Rama.
Virginia, what's going on?
Good evening.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Paul said, winter's coming. We've all been with you guys since your last place. And I appreciate it, Paul. We really, really do. I mean, you guys have just always come together and been so.
Yes, you have.
You've been so kind,
so supportive,
but so patient.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of work that we've done and just haven't, got all the videos out yet or whatever.
It's been a tough year for us, 12 months. Because I remember last summer when we were packing and moving, and we couldn't keep up the regular. YouTube schedule. Yeah. And several of you said, well, just do pop-up lives, that we still wanted to see you and we can be connected that way. So we did that a few times, back at the old house. We were packing, and you guys were just so kind to always just hang out there with us, and the same when we first landed here. We didn't have, sometimes we would just sit and do we didn't have a lot of internet. We were just using our phones. Yeah. But you guys were just always so understanding.
Yeah. And I know our lives before, we were having games and fun and all that, and we'll do some more of that for sure. But quite honestly, it takes you, 4 or 5 hours to get all that stuff prepared and planned and done. And right now, you got to understand, it doesn't get daylight now until 7:30 here, and it doesn't stay daylight that long. By 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night now, it's dark.
Yeah.
And so we have less than 12 hours of daylight to get a whole slew of stuff done. In the summer is great because the sun's up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and so I was,
till almost
and
10.
then it's daylight till 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Here, yeah.
But not now. I mean,
not now.
You've got basically 11 hours of working time. And when you've got a lot of projects, something's got to give, And so for us, we've had to just step back from planning the big lives and all of that right now. And, and I know you guys get it. You guys understand it, but that's just part of it. So Dave's going camping off grid for a few days.
Wow.
He'll enjoy
exciting.
that. Yeah, Ronald, the sticker board was an incredible thing.
Yes.
That was a miracle right there. And Remy said, you do what you can, and we totally get it. That's good. Thank you, Remy. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, because I know winter is coming for you.
Yes.
I don't know if you're in the same boat that we're in. I think you either have your home or you rent it or something. I'm not sure. But I know winter is going to hit you as well. So
that's it. And he's a little further north than we are.
Yeah. Dave's going to Congaree National Park.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, I bet you it is nice this time of year. Thank you, Paul, Bearded Carpenters. Y'all take care of business. We ain't going anywhere.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Jackie, how are you?
Hi, Jackie.
And Jackie, we need you to send us an email tonight, okay? At creeksidemaples@gmail.com. Okay, so we need you to send us that email tonight at creeksidemaples@gmail.com. Okay, so
Carlene Vasseur, good to see you.
For sure, it's always good.
How's everyone doing? She says we're doing good, Carlene. We've just been sharing an update on what we got done here. We had a very busy weekend. We had friends come and help us. So we were just updating all the projects that we're so thankful that those are done.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Mr. Jim. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jim.
Appreciate that so much.
You are so kind. Very kind. Very, very kind.
Forgive us if we seem weary. Honestly, we are beat. We really are tired. Hey, Marshall, how you doing, my friend?
Good evening, Marshall.
I know he's getting ready for winter up in the mountains of British Columbia.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you're here tonight. Carlene, how are you doing? Glad to see you. Let me see. I will sending now. What do you need? My address? There you go, Jackie. Yes, please. If you don't mind. And then we'll have your email as well. So Congaree is in the lower half of South Carolina. It's a huge swamp.
Oh.
You going to go hunting gators?
That'll be a video, Sam or Dave.
Yeah. Johnny wants to know if we got to hang out with Scott. Did we get to hang out with Scott?
Well,
You want the truth? An exaggeration. Scott, are you in here? You tell him.
Yeah, Scott, where are you?
Anyway, when he
we
came,
got to see him and meet him.
We got to see him and meet him. I think he was here when he stopped in the first trip. I guess he was in a hurry to. I guess there was family waiting on them, which fine, whatever. That's family is priority. But anyway, Jess.
A little longer than that.
That's funny.
Anyway, we do appreciate him stopping.
Yeah,
and we got
dropped off some mugs and t-shirts and stuff.
And I did an Instagram post. You can see.
So he was here. I think 10
what
minutes. The first time, and then he stopped and grabbed his lobster. On the way back through, he didn't know he had lobster here. So when I told him, well, he stopped. And which was his, that's what the lobster was here for. He brought enough for everybody. And so when he stopped, we got to see him for, I don't know, probably 5 minutes then. So that's but hey, it is what it is. It was good while it lasted.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm sure that they had plenty of family that they wanted to get to see as well. So,
and we have
Steve and Tina. What's up? I'm glad you guys are here. Good evening to you. Jesse is hilarious. That's funny.
And Dave says he's going to have several videos. That's awesome.
Johnny says, wow. Awesome, Marshall. 2 more days. Now we'll be ready for winter. Haven't been able to watch videos. Too busy.
We understand.
Well, we understand, Marshall. We haven't been able to put any out last week. We've just been so busy.
Or do much watching. So we understand. Yeah,
we put in a drive-through window for Scott. We just handed out lobster. Oh, my favorite. Carlene loves lobster.
Carlene, you're in.
Thank you, Paul.
You're in Florida, I believe. Doesn't mean you can't have lobster.
Yeah, thank you, Paul, so much. Appreciate all the folks that get behind us through the PayPal.
Thank you very much.
And we anything that comes in, I can guarantee you. I mean, it is not spent on frivolous stuff. It goes to projects that we are hard pressed up against to get done. Everything's on budget here for us, and everything is at the mercy of just God, faith. So,
and he's never failed.
He's never failed us. So we're just trusting him and in everything, and that's what God does. He just comes through. I said today,
Carlene, it is here too.
Yeah,
this was gifted to us.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Tim and Carol.
Yeah, we had Lee Fisherman 506.
I don't know if he's in here or not.
He brought up lobster. I'll tell you what. 2 of the finest people, funnest people, are Lee and Carolyn Fisherman 506. Look, we have had the privilege to have them here in our home
a few
2 or 3 times now.
We just always have great laughs.
And they can tell stories, and they have the funniest stories.
Yeah.
And they're going on the cruise, so you will want to spend time with Lee and Carolyn Fisherman 506, because I tell you what, I'm going to encourage them to put videos on their channel, because they could just sit in their recliners and tell stories, and it would be that funny. It's that good. So it really is.
Surviving Maine.
Remy says, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you. Carlene, we'd share some lobster if we had any left, but again, it was gifted to us. I mean, it's so expensive, but thank you, Jackie.
And we shared the lobster because Lee, he brought us 6, and it was so kind. He said he thought of everybody that he knew in our little circle that he's already met. Yeah. Tony and I, Chelsea, Michaela, Rayma, and Judy, my mom. So we passed them along.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
we made sure everybody got their lobster.
Thank you, Dave and Sandy, as well, for the PayPal. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave and Sandy. You guys are awesome.
It's been tough. I mean, it's been tough the last few weeks. I mean, I can't say it hasn't been. We're just going to work. We're just keeping the faith. And we have faith in God and faith in each other and faith in the channel. So,
so thankful for the progress.
Tim and Carolyn. Carol, how are you guys doing? Surviving Maine. So sorry, dear, didn't mean to cut you off there. Okay. Go ahead.
Just so thankful for the progress that has been made. Yeah. Like we already mentioned, our friends from North Carolina came up, and they were such a blessing.
For sure.
Such a blessing. We, you wouldn't have got this work done that quick. It would have been an possibility for you and I to do everything in just a couple days.
Yeah. Paul says, I appreciate Paul saying that. Thank you, Paul Honeyman. Tony, do you think we think that we give when we can because we have faith in you guys? And thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
That means so much, because we try to be very open and very transparent with everything that we have going on here. And we're thankful. Ronald says, guys, keep the spirit high, step by step. The cabin's becoming a home. Good night and bless you all. Thank you, Ronald.
Good night,
and Ronald's
Ronald.
in the UK, so it's very early in the morning there for him.
We appreciate you coming.
We sure do. Coffee walks and whatever.
Hey,
Deb and OJ, how
welcome.
you guys doing? Glad to have you fellas in here. And Tiffany, Canadian Family Life. Howdy, howdy. Another New Brunswicker. And she's, I'm sure, in the same boat we are, getting ready for the winter that's coming upon us faster than we want.
Tiffany, have you guys had any fires on yet?
Yeah, so they may not have wood heat. I don't know. Who has wood heat? Anybody in here have wood heat that you burn wood to heat your house?
Pretty sure Marshall does.
Yep. Let me see. I don't have none of those, Jesse says. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but hubby is improving. Thanks everyone for all the prayers. Great, Virginia.
Oh, he says lobster.
Oh,
that's
lobster,
that's
yeah.
The little emoji.
Well, if we had some, we'd get it to you. We'd send it, Jesse.
Jesse, would you eat it?
Yeah. You're welcome, Virginia. We have been praying for sure. What are you doing with the inside walls? Shiplap or drywall? Okay, great question, Jackie. And anyone has any questions on what we're doing here, the build, just throw them in here. We're fine. Okay, there's no drywall at all in the home. This is a very traditional home, very rustic. And so everything is wood, all of it. Mm-hmm. It's all beams and wood and tongue and groove and cedar and pine on the walls and all that. So that's what we're doing on the walls. That's a inside winter job. But keep in mind, every board that we need on the walls. Now I've got a large pile of pine boards already milled that are drying. They've been drying for months. Mm-hmm. But keep in mind, I've had to cut every log, and then you get it to the mill, and then you mill it out, and then you let it dry, and then you've got to plane it, and then sand it, and then tongue and groove on the edge before you even get it inside the house to get it put on the house. Mm-hmm. So there's a huge process in getting all of that done. It's not just going to the store and buying a bunch of it.
Oh, no.
We make every piece of wood that's gone into our home, we make it ourselves. So that's why it takes so long to get, things done. Carly says, I feel your pain. Just when we thought we were getting a little bit ahead, our big TV bit the dust last night and had to buy a new one today. Oh, there's always expenses, mm-hmm. There always is. And, it just seems like nowadays everything is just so costly. Here in Canada, it's retarded. I mean, a gallon of milk, $8.50. That's insanity. A gallon of gas, $8. So if you buy a gallon of milk and a gallon of gas, there goes $10 or $16, $17. A $20 bill is gone right there. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So anyway, let me see here. Willie says God always sends help when you need it the most.
Yes, he does.
Well, he does.
Yes, he does.
I think I was starting to say earlier today, I told Joni, I said, I've got my faith. I'm hanging on to my faith the best I can. But there's just sometimes that it gets tough because you stand back and say, hello, God, where are you? Do you see, and he comes through. He comes through.
He does. It's just in his time.
We're human just like everybody else. And I preach every Sunday morning on Chronicles about having faith and all of that. And I do. We do. Mm-hmm. We live by faith. We really, truly do. So, Paul said, Tony, if you guys' clothes were as transparent as you are, you'd be arrested as streakers. Oh, now that is good. That's awesome. Deb and OJ had a fire last week, mm-hmm. and Paul said they burn wood. Okay. Johnny says we will burn wood eventually. It's on the short list. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The very short list, I'm sure, for you guys.
Yeah. I don't think it gets quite as cold there in Oklahoma.
No.
Or in Arkansas. So Tiffany says we have to clean our chimney. So our mini split has been used.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get the chimney cleaned.
Yeah. Marshall says he has electricity and gas.
Oh, so he does not.
Yeah.
Just burn wood for heat.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Marshall, for assuming.
We assumed that you did, but that's no problem. OJ wants to know how many square feet our home is. Well, the actual home is I don't know. I'd have to figure it out.
900?
Yeah,
it's not real big.
It's not very big. 900 or less.
Big enough for us.
It's under. I know it's under the required amount of livable square footage to keep us, so that we don't have to worry about all kinds of, inspections and stuff like that. So we built it small enough that we could come under that radar. So Marshall has a gas fireplace. That's awesome. Willie, the driveway is holding up so far. Now,
Good.
At the very top of it, we do need a load of gravel, but again, everything in time. We've had a lot of rain the last few days, so it gets a little greasy. But
the actual driveway part, the whole length of it was what, maybe 300 feet, Tony?
Yeah.
How long is our driveway?
Yeah, it's
quite long.
To the front corner of the house is 260 feet.
And that's really doing well.
So
it sure beats mud.
Yeah. So we're close to 300 feet. But
as a matter of fact, our friends who were here on the weekend, Cindy, she was here last spring, and she mentioned it. She said, man, it's so nice to have your driveway, because the last time she was here, she could only park at the bottom, and I walked down and carried a pair of boots to her.
Yeah, it was
so
that
she
muddy.
Could come up. It was that bad.
Yeah, but thank you everybody on here that helped get our driveway gravel, because that's going to be a huge difference.
Oh man.
This coming spring, we'll see what happens.
That's right. It's going to be fine.
Jesse said we burn dollar bills when we turn on our furnace. I bet. Tim says, just got back from our yearly trip and now catch up on time. We burned wood. I had a fire in the wood shop today.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's getting chilly there in Maine. Yes. I know that.
Well, Tim, where did you and Carol go to your yearly trip?
Jackie says, how long does it take to dry? I figured it all be wood since you're milling enough. Yeah. It takes about, from the time I mill it out, if it can have some really good summer days with breeze and hot sun and all that, 4 or 5 months will drop the moisture content down to manageable. So we're right at that 4-month line. I know a lot of people say 6 months, but I just put a moisture meter that I have. I just put it on there and check it. And if it's pretty close to what it needs to be, then I'll just put it on and, nail it properly. And then we won't have any problems with it inside the house. So yeah, it is ridiculous, Jackie. That's for sure. When are you going to build a shelf so we can play What's on the Shelf? We're thinking about doing something for a backdrop here.
He remembers that. That was fun, wasn't it? I mentioned that the other day. That was our very first little game we ever played. Yeah. What's on the shelf?
Jackie said Sam's Club, which is like Costco here, is $2.92 there in Florida. I wish.
Man.
Also, well, $8 a gallon. They must be gold leaf fed. Yeah. Oh, it's expensive, Paul. It's expensive. It just, that's why, it just costs so much to do anything. Here, you have to look like right now, like our generators are the gas. I have no more gas on the in jugs. And to go fill up one jug, this is just to show you, to fill up one jug, you guys, okay? 1 5-gallon jug will cost me right now $46 to fill it to the top. So there you go. There you be. So it is, you do not want to be running a generator very much.
No.
And so, yeah. Christy says I had to get off a bit. I'm in one of those times now. Yeah. I see. I understand, Christy. Marcia said, I can't understand why I live close to the largest cattle ranch in Canada and still pay such a high price for local beef. I know. What's your out there, Marshall? What would you pay for a like a pound of
burger
ground beef? Okay, like here if it's on sale, it's like $4 here on sale, but generally it's somewhere around $6 to $7.99. I've even seen it $8.99 for the real lean stuff. So it's expensive. Yeah, Paul said I'm a townie, so he doesn't burn wood.
Mhm.
Okay. Troy, how are you doing, my
Good
friend?
evening.
Bar Run Forge. Glad to have you in here. God bless you, my friend. He's headed home from Bible study. Awesome. That's
Awesome.
always a good thing to have is Bible
Mhm.
study. Okay, Cowboy Steve said back, had to take the babies outside. That's part of it. You can get milk from Holton, Maine when you go to your post office. Yeah, I know, Jesse. That's what we
Yes.
do. And that's right. Um,
And we do have to go over.
Yeah, we have to go over to the post office. When we go over, we make sure we buy our milk there, which, what is it over there? Like $4 a gallon, I think. So,
Yeah.
You don't save a lot now because the exchange rate.
But we're still
but
saving.
we still save some.
Yeah.
So, anytime we can get across the border, we do, and we try to always, ration things so that we know, okay, it's time to go to Holton, because right now a gallon of gas in Holton is $3.97. I think it was last time we were there. So call it $4, and then the exchange rate is
You're looking
like
at probably
37%. So
5.30.
So every dollar.
So it's still cheaper.
So if you take $4, you times that by 0.3, what's that going to give you? Another $1.20. So $5.20. So yeah, you're right around five. I don't know, $5.30, $5.50 for a gallon. So
versus
that is cheaper than
$8 something.
Yeah,
so
for
it's
sure.
Still cheaper.
For sure. We hate it when we have to buy gas and milk here in Canada.
Yeah.
But sometimes we do, because we're just run out, and we're not going across. It's 45 minutes to go across to the border. But we're so thankful that we're close enough that we can do those things.
Yes, absolutely.
So that we can save money, we do. Jackie says, I still got my AC on, but mornings have been like 49 to 52-ish. Last couple of days, my AC is set at 73, though. I don't think it has come on much today. Our AC, we don't have any. And trust me, if you want to cool the house off, you just open the door for a few minutes and it will. So, yeah, anything beats mud. You're simply right on that, Mr. Willie. Steve says, that's something I was watching on eBay expire. I completely forgot it. Senior moment. There you go, Steve. Oh. You'll get it back. Johnny says, I can hardly wait to meet Tony and Joni in 2025. Well, Johnny and Christine, we feel the same way.
Yes.
And we really do hope that we get to meet you guys a lot sooner than that. We really do. So Willie says it's 57 in Eastern North Carolina. Okay, well, that ain't too bad at all. John, how are you, John Bailey?
Welcome, John.
My friend John. Tim says Yellowstone, drove about 8,000 miles on back roads, close to 300 miles on dirt roads. We had a blast.
Oh,
question, Tim, did you take the Jeep?
I would think they did.
Yeah.
If that was their trip.
Steve said the funny pictures you guys share are just hilarious. The van with the guy sitting in the toilet still haunts me. Yeah, we'll do some more of that, Steve. It's just like we were telling everybody, we're just really, really up against it right now with time crunch, trying to get some projects done. And we're working daylight to dark, trying to get things locked in for winter. We really, truly are. So Paul says milk has gone up there 40 pence since last Christmas. So Paul, so what is 40 pence like in like nickels or dimes or whatever? Is that like 50 cents? How's that work? Christy says, I'm using the flashlight. It's going to get chilly later, so I may have to turn the generator on. Yeah, you may have to. Close to $9, Marshall said. What was that?
We asked about the price on beef.
Oh, wow.
Like a pound?
Oh, wow. That's $9. Woo-wee.
That's for ground?
Yeah. But I find even the ground, like burger in the U.S. is still the same price.
Yeah, it is.
I find it really expensive. Like even to buy burger in Holton, you're still, it's, it's $4, $5
now, chicken
a pound.
Is a lot cheaper over there.
It is, yeah.
But burger is not.
Steve says, depends on the fat content around here. Okay. Yeah. That's true, because if it's lean, it's more expensive.
Have different prices.
And then if it's grass-fed organic, That's more expensive. Yeah. So yeah, it all would fluctuate. Deb said $5 a pound lean from a farmer. Well, that's not a bad price, Deb, no Jay, for lean from a
That's
farmer.
very good.
Yeah.
Stay friends with that farmer.
Yeah. Christy says, I haven't bought milk in a long time. I used to mainly, but for my little sister passed away. Yeah, well, first off, sorry to hear about your sister.
Absolutely, Christy.
But we've cut back our milk consumption. I used to drink probably half a gallon of chocolate milk a day. I love chocolate milk. I absolutely love chocolate milk. But I was finding that my stomach and everything, my bowels and everything was really messed up for the longest time, and it was affecting me. So I've really cut out my gluten, my dairy. I don't drink. I'll go 2 and 3 days and not have any milk now.
Yeah.
It was tough at first, but I'm getting used to it now. So Christy says she can't type tonight. Willie says there's no way I can survive in Canada with those food prices. Yeah, they're expensive.
It's tough.
Christy says when I was in Kansas, a neighbor prayed for the snow to go away, but then they had mud.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
Oh.
Let me see. We appreciate that. Thank you. I see it there now. Thank you so much. We appreciate that so very much.
Thank you so much, Joe.
We really, really, really do.
We
Give Joe a hug
appreciate
for us.
That very much.
We love Joe. He's a great fella and
Yes.
a friend.
Yes.
We really love Joe. So, let me see here. Did Joni say anything that made a Joniism? Many things. No, Tim said they took the Toyota.
Oh.
It's 49 degrees Fahrenheit here, so it was a little cold.
Okay.
Rochelle, how are you?
Hey, Rochelle.
Just getting in from a walk, she said.
Good for you.
BC is not a cheap province to live in. It is not, Marshall. I think probably you guys pay more for stuff out there. How much is a gallon of milk there, Marshall?
I think it's probably the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they have a lower tax than we do.
Probably. What's your tax rate there? Ours is 15% across the board on everything.
The maritime provinces, I think, are the highest.
Well, he says, you love chocolate milk? I'm surprised to hear that, Tony. Yeah, right. Also, it's 67 cents. So 40 pence is 67 cents.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Rochelle. Yes, Johnny, it's Rochelle. Jesse, he said, where's mine, Dad? Just kidding. Well, see, Jesse says he's spending his son's inheritance. So now Joe is spending his son's inheritance. Oh, I'm just having fun with you. Milk's around $6. So that's cheaper, Marshall, by a couple of bucks.
That's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it's like you can't find a gallon of milk here for less than $8.50. It's expensive. But again, thank the Lord, we can go across the border and get our milk. That does save us money. So, but not everyone can do that. Christy says, I used to live in Jacksonville, Florida, where we were Navy. Okay. Well, thank you for your service in the Navy. We appreciate it so much. All of the folks that have served, veterans, first responders, all those folks, police officers, we appreciate you all for sure. Hey, everyone, what do you think of what's going on in Israel? What do you think of that, eh? Wow. So that kind of puts a spin on everything, doesn't it? And we're getting pretty close to, seeing some massive major things take place, when it comes to Israel and biblically and all that stuff. So, it's quite a thing. Cowboy Steve, he's Navy and Fire Service vet here. Well, thank you, Steve. We appreciate that. Dave says, I have no more followers on Facebook than subscribers on Facebook and YouTube combined. It's then Daisy Reels making us famous.
He says, I now have. I think it's supposed to say, I now have.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Well, good. Yes, people love pets.
Yeah, but we need to keep, yeah, LG says, I was quiet until you said Israel. Well,
hey, Lori.
I knew I was trying. I'm just trying to pull some conversation with the woodwork here.
How are you doing, Lori?
Glad
Good to hear from you.
I hope all is well. You seem like you guys are doing great. Carlene says, I live 1 hour from Jacksonville. My hubby is retired Army, served 31 years. Wow.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Carlene. And thank you to your hubby for sure, for everyone that keeps the country safe. But yeah, we just need to pray for what's going on in the world today and everybody that's involved. You know, I don't condone any, obviously, all that stuff. Has to be turmoil before there's peace made. Well, that's it, Lori. And the truth of it is, you know, the good Lord above has given Israel favor and land, and it's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, in 67, they tried to take it. They couldn't. The Lord fought for them. And in 2023, the Lord's fighting for them, you know, and, but we do need to keep everybody that's involved in those situations in our prayers.
Yes, we
There's
do.
a lot of innocent people on both sides of the fence. And, you know, we just need to be Christian about it and just keep people in prayers for sure. You know, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. We do. We need to pray for each other.
Yes.
We need to pray for this world, pray for Israel, pray
Absolutely.
for all those people that have lost loved ones. It's
4,000?
Oh, I don't know. The number is
it today?
It's so crazy. But I know this. God knows what he's doing. He's still got the world in his hands. There's no surprises with God. He knows exactly what's going on. He's going to look after it. His will's going to be done. And yeah, so keep the faith, stay strong. Don't let fear get into your heart and your mind, but trust God that he knows what he's doing. So Dave says, I need to figure out a stickerable photo for the channel logo or a new logo altogether. You'll figure it out, Dave.
Yes.
And there's lots of people on here that can help you. So also, wow, I just checked the gallons to pints, and I get a 4 pint of milk for $1.40, which is a half gallon for $2.33 Canadian. Oh, well, that's a lot cheaper. Steve says it's shocking to hear all the rallies on college campus in support of Palestine. Yeah, Steve, it's tough. It really is. Exactly. Jew and Gentile alike. You have to understand this goes way back. People are saying, well, this got started back in the 80s or back in the 60s. No, this started when Abraham got impatient with the promises of God. And when Abraham had a child through Hagar, was Abraham's wife was Sarah. And Hagar was the handmaid. And so Hagar was the handmaid. That child was born. It was Ishmael. And so God said, that's not the promise I gave you. And you can read it right in the scriptures. And then Abraham had Isaac, which was changed to Israel, which was the promise of God. And so then he said, Ishmael will be a thorn in the side of Israel their whole life, their whole existence. And that's exactly what you see happening now. So if you want to know where it started, go back to the Bible and read, and it'll show you where it all started. But then if you jump ahead to the New Testament, folks, and this is not Chronicles, but I just want to throw this in there, you have to understand that Peter and the original disciples were brought, for the Jewish church. That's what they were assigned to do. That was their purpose. But then Paul, on the road to Damascus, he was transformed, and now Paul was there to reach the Gentiles. And so God wanted them all saved. And so that's what we can't lose sight of. We have to understand that God said it's not his will that any should perish. That's what he said. We can't pick and choose who gets to go to heaven and who doesn't. We can't pick and choose who God wants to save.
Mm-hmm.
We were Gentiles, unless you were born a Jew. But I thank God that he came for the Gentiles and the Jews.
Right.
And so we need to be in prayer for all those people, because pain and loss is pain and loss, no matter what side of the fence you're on. Okay? Hope no one misconstrues what I'm trying to say there. So, yes. Anyhow, trust the Lord is right. Sprang, he said these things must be. That's right. God said those things. I have not seen all the earthquakes in the happening in the Middle East. I know there's hundreds of earthquakes every day. Yes, Lori, you are right. God made promises to Ishmael as well. And so that's what I'm saying. You have to go back and see the beginning of this to understand it. Exactly, Paul. Yeah. And that's the truth. I agree with that. Steve says, I could really get into the weeds on the Palestinians and the whole Middle East fiasco. I know. And we want to I don't want to get deep into it here because I don't want to cause any issues or problems. I don't want to be demonetized or on hold or anything like that. So we're going to be very careful, very generic. For sure, Rochelle. Chrissy said, I stayed up until 3 a.m. with my daughter after 9 and explained the biblical history. You're right, and that's good, Christy, because we have to know those things. Paul, let me see. British just went in and drew a line, and it's caused 70 years of terror. Okay. I was an intelligence analyst in the Navy and pretty much specialized in the Mediterranean Soviet fleet operations and all the terrorist activity in the Middle East and North Africa. Rampton said they should have handled it differently back in Genesis, but they didn't, and now have to deal with the fallout. Well, there's all kinds of rights and wrongs and this and that and do's and don'ts and everything. But I think for us today, I know our hearts go out to everybody, because what we need is a resurgence of Jesus Christ on this earth. More than anything else, we need God and a resurgence of faith and love and forgiveness on this earth. That's what we need, more than new politics and more than new boundaries and more than, new goalposts. We need a resurgence of repentance, of love and forgiveness, and of mercy and grace for each other. And that'll solve a whole lot of problems. I know that.
For sure.
Lori says, Iran had 3 earthquakes today. Wow. A lot of people don't believe what happened, and so they don't think a retaliation is fair. They think the initial incident was made up. It's not, and they know that. People can convince themselves of anything to suit their agenda. But you can't argue with video. Dave says, so who missed in Iraq invading Saudi Arabia in 1990? Steve, I was with the 1st Marine Division. Prophecy is being fulfilled for sure. Repentance and submission. You're right. We need repentance, but again, I don't want to get everybody all worked up here, because I'm sure there's all kinds of differences of opinion.
Right.
But the bottom line is, we all need God. We all need salvation. We all want to make it to heaven, and we all need to treat each other good.
And we need to pray for our world.
And pray for the world, There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Pray for our world.
Well, I appreciate each one that's on here. And
yes, we do.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for.
You guys are awesome. So.
Just for being here for us and with us.
And, we appreciate everyone that's given. Thank you, Jesse, for that link. We do appreciate it. It helps us so much. It really does. What we do by faith, every part of it. And so we don't want to just kind of neglect the fact that, you guys, God using good people always help us out so much, and we appreciate it. So Rochelle says, no, they don't. That's why they're protesting. You can make stuff up on video. I'm not saying they did, or I believe that, but a lot of people out there don't believe. My husband talked to someone. Yeah. And again, Rochelle, people are going to believe what they want to believe. And there's nothing, you can't argue with someone that has a closed mind and has already drawn their conclusions and opinions. It's like arguing with a drunk. You'll never win. You just can't. And so, I pastored people for a lot of years, and sometimes you've just got to agree to disagree and be Christian about it, move on. Because there's all kinds of people right now that want to fight at the drop of a hat. There are people all over the world being attacked, being hurt, being killed, being whatever because of opinions. And I know as for me and my house, we're just going to serve God. That's
that's right.
That's what we want to do more than anything. And we don't want to hurt people. We don't want to, but sometimes you just got to call it a spade and look back in scripture and see what God says. And that's what we do. So, Lori, if I test it, something Paul was saying, it'll be good, sweetie. Steve says, I was a loose cannon. Dave and Daisy, whose name was loose cannon, there was a concern, but nothing that would indicate he would go so far off the reservation like he did. I hear you, Rochelle. A lot, 100% think it's faked. Yeah, well, a lot don't. I mean, you can't. I mean, no, I don't think it's fake at all. I think it's real. I think it happened. Hey, Merton and Sue.
How are Merton you and Sue doing? Good to hear from you guys.
For sure, Christy. It's sad for the children. So, Lori says, Paul phone auto screwed up my comment. It's awful to think about all of it and the horrors going on. It is, Rochelle.
Yes, it is.
And that's the thing,
definitely.
We just need to pray. We just need to pray that God moves and works, and that good things. What's the scripture? It says, "Where sin does abound, grace does much more abound." And so, what the enemy meant for evil, God is going to turn around for good. And we're just going to have to keep our focus. That's right, Ben's over acres. Focus on Christ and his cross. And if we'll do that, it'll be okay. So it'll be okay. Cowboy Steve, the simple answer is, he said no to allowing a central bank to Iraq. That's Dave and Steve talking there. Mm-hmm. It's real. I don't know why, but it is. Wars and rumors of wars, I suppose. Well, that's right, Lori. That's what the scripture says. There'll be earthquakes in divers places, wars and rumors of wars. We've been talking about that a couple of weeks ago, and we started some stuff on End Time on Chronicles, and we're going to get back into it this week on Sunday and talk about some of these things that are scriptural that we're going to see, and it boils down to, do you believe the Bible or don't you? Do you believe in God or not? It's got to come down to that. So,
well, he will have the final say.
God always has the final say.
No matter what any of us think or what any of us believe, he will. He had the first say, and he's going to have the final say.
Dave says, hey, y'all, I tuned my bugle today. I have something special coming up in a video. All
good.
Right, we'll look for it.
Good.
Yeah, and that's it, Paul. There's all kinds of propaganda. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and there's all kinds of people using other people for shelter, and it's just wrong. But what do you do? Again, we just need to pray. Paul says the war machine is the only true business that won't go bankrupt. That's the truth, and it won't. It makes misery of men and millionaires of men. So what do you do, eh? But I know what I said. We're just going to read the scriptures and trust God. That's all we can do. So, folks, it's been an hour and a half.
Yep.
And we're really tired. And again, we appreciate everyone being here tonight.
Yes,
we're up to 40 some here for a while. And
yeah.
I think, there's other stuff going on too. So, but we're so thankful. Them Cowboys, you know what, Jesse? They won. They won. I watched the game, and they won. They really
Did you hear
did.
that, Mr. Willie?
So it was good.
He's always teasing.
So yeah, but a lot of other teams didn't. But it's crazy. Then the NFL this year is just messed up. There's just weird stuff going on with quarterbacks and all of it. So so I'm glad I got it to make the last year. Thank you, Steve. And we appreciate you being here.
Yes.
But we're just going to head out. We're exhausted.
Christy says, I hope you have sweet rest. Thank you, Christy, and you too.
Yeah, and we pray for each and every one of you. We're so thankful for you all, and we love you all. You guys are awesome. And so thank you for everything you do for Creekside Maples, and always being faithful. Thank you for the moderators
that are faithful. Thank you for those that PayPal'd us tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We couldn't continue on without you guys. So
we could.
Thank you. Thank
Forgive
you.
Me for
thank
yawning.
you.
Oh, that's awful. But thank you, each and every one. We love you all, praying for you. And don't forget Chronicles on Sunday morning. It's been really good.
It's been good. It's growing too.
It's growing. So, hey, keep shouting it out. Let's grow that channel as well. And I really hope you guys that are coming to Chronicles are enjoying it. I hope that you're enjoying the content. It's relevant, and I enjoy preparing it and presenting it. So on that note, God bless you. Thank you, everybody, and have a great week. And we'll see you Sunday morning at 10:30 for Chronicles. That's our time, which is Atlantic time. And then we'll get some videos out as well. Supposed to get some rain days coming in, so that'll give me some time to edit some videos. So take care. We'll see you back here.
Good night,
God
everybody.
Bless everybody, and have a great week. Thank you so much for everything you guys have always done for us. Thank you. God bless you. Bye for now.